This is big breaking emergency news. They have now deployed the National Guard, and National Guard helicopters are dealing with this urgent crisis going on right now. We also have state emergency response units being activated for another crisis. This is spreading. Multiple different states are dealing with this right now. The Texas governor is warning that things are about to get a lot worse in Texas, and you need to prepare for it. He's saying, quote, take necessary precautions. That's what the Texas governor is warning of right now. So let's get into this big news. All right, really quick, hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple times a day, keeping you guys updated on this big emergency news. All right, but you can see here there are multiple emergencies going on around the country. This was just issued today. Governor Greg Abbott issues state emergency response ahead of critical wildfire conditions in Panhandle in West Texas. So they are now warning that Texas and Oklahoma is going to have even more fires. Right? We saw the largest one in Texas state history. Now the governor is warning that we could see another fire break out in Texas. He said, quote, Texans in at-risk areas are urged to remain vigilant, monitor conditions, and take necessary precautions. That's what Governor Greg Abbott just warned of today. And he's warning that these fires in the Texas Panhandle are going to get even worse. They have contained the largest one that has happened, but he is worried that it's going to break out again because we have major fires that have broken out inside of Oklahoma, right? You can see here on this map that fires are spreading in Oklahoma, and this is causing part of this massive smoke chemical plume that we are seeing cover the country right now. You can see there, and you can also see these are some of the largest fires in Oklahoma state history as well. This fire, the Catesby fire, is almost 90,000 acres, and it's right on the border of Texas here. So Texas was able to extinguish their fires, but Oklahoma is still dealing with these major fires, and Governor Greg Abbott is worried that these fires are going to spread back into Texas, and he has deployed multiple different emergency services to this area. You can see here he says deployed over 200 firefighters and 30 fire engines and heavy equipment such as bulldozers and motor graders and hazard incident management teams. All right. He's also sending over 100 personnel of fire mutual aid strike teams and over 30 fire engines from that, and nearly 20 firefighting aircraft, including large air tankers and multiple engine air tankers. So he's taking this serious. They're sending helicopters, all right? They're sending a ton of personnel to this region because they're worried that fires are going to break out, and this fire has not been contained. It has been growing for weeks now, this one in Oklahoma, and they're worried it's going to spread rapidly into Texas, all right? We also have National Guard being deployed in West Virginia. All right, you can see here that West Virginia Guard fighting wildfires from the air. They're deploying helicopters, and they have these water bags on the bottom of them. So they're these big bags that they dip down into rivers or lakes, and they fill them up, and then they bring the bag over to where the fire is to dump water on it. All right, so that's what they're doing right now. And it says 2 West Virginia National Guard UH-60M and HH-60M Blackhawk helicopters and personnel helped the West Virginia Division of Forestry and local government and emergency management officials battle large-scale wildfires in Hardee County on March 22nd. All right, it says the deployment of aircraft and personnel was in response to West Virginia Governor Jim Justice's state of emergency issued on March 21st for Grant, Hampshire, Hardee, and Pendleton counties due to, quote, extensive forest fires. All right, so This is happening. This is bad right now. And they're deploying the National Guard to fight these fires. And they're getting worse, right? And you can see here that the fire has shifted and it is now affecting parts of Pittsburgh. They are having extreme air quality issues, and they're telling people to stay indoors on official government websites and alerts. All right, so this is serious. There's also more fires breaking out down here. All right, so this is where the bulk of them have been, near Shenandoah National Park. But we're also seeing other fires break out down here. This is spreading like crazy, and these fires are not even connected. So what's going on? Why is our country being burnt to the ground right now? This is serious, and you need to be getting prepared for this if you are in these regions. Look at Oklahoma right now. It's chaos in Oklahoma. They are still having fires all over the place. So you need to be on red alert. You need to be on high alert. And even the governor of Texas is warning this too. He's saying Texans in at-risk areas are urged to remain vigilant and monitor conditions, take necessary precautions, and to protect themselves and their loved ones. He said, I thank all the brave firefighters and emergency personnel who worked around the clock to protect their fellow Texans from the recent historic wildfires and will continue to do so in the coming days. All right, so he's saying take necessary precautions right now and remain vigilant. All right, this is serious. And when he was talking about these previous wildfires from about a month ago now going on, he was saying that he's never seen anything like this in his life. He's saying he's never seen anything like this in his life. And he was saying that everything was completely vaporized. Entire homes and communities were gone. And he said he's never seen that before. Entire homes leveled to the ground, turned to ash. Right? He's never seen that. So something is going on. And he is warning that they could do it again to Texas. Whatever happened, it could happen again in Texas. It was overnight. I remember reporting it. This was also, by the way, which we are extremely lucky, this was near a nuclear power plant as well, right outside of Amarillo, Texas. That's where the main fire started, and we're extremely lucky that the winds were blowing east instead of south. If they were blowing south, it was right under the fire. It would have engulfed this nuclear power plant, and that would have caused a whole nother crisis that Texas and potentially the country would have had to deal with if there was a meltdown situation there. All right, so this is a national security risk to our country. Our country's under attack. This isn't normal for all these fires to just pop up out of nowhere. And really quick, check out this video. This was from Henry County, Virginia, right? This was in Virginia, and somebody was just arrested for starting a brush fire just a week ago, right? Or 2 weeks ago now. March 11th, not even 2 weeks ago, a little over a week ago now. Check this out.
This morning, a man is charged with arson, accused of starting a brush fire in Henry County. According to the Henry Volunteer Fire Department, firefighters responded to a report of 2 boats on fire spreading into the woods.
All right, man arrested for arson following brush fire. You can't make this up. Something's going on. There are people, and there was a guy arrested too a few months ago that started dozens of fires in Canada. Crazy. This is crazy. This needs to stop.
While crews put out the flames, the sheriff's office learned the fire was set by a man who had fled the scene. While leaving, a firefighter saw the suspect hiding in the woodline. Deputies returned to the scene and arrested him for arson.
All right, so people are doing this. This isn't crazy. There are people that are pyromaniacs, like to set stuff on fire, that do this. Okay, so be on the lookout. Be vigilant for this. And be prepared for this to potentially hit your area. All right? And this is not even mentioning things like high-powered laser weapons that are even actually available to even the general public. This could even just be random people. This could be anyone. It doesn't even have to be something crazy. It could be on a drone, anything. There are a lot of ways that these fires could be started and need to be prepared for it. It seems like they are hitting our country hard right now, and our country is wide open to attacks, right? So make sure you are getting yourself ready. If you are in Texas right now, you need to be on high alert, red alert, because these fires from Oklahoma, if you're in Oklahoma, to be on extra alert, right? Extra red alert, but Texas especially, because it could spread back into there. It could spread back into these damaged areas and hit them again, and maybe go even further, go into more populated regions, put more pressure on. So get prepared, all right? Get stocked up, have a bug out bag in case you need to leave. This is one of the few times where you would actually have to leave your property. 99% of the time you want to stay there. You want to be homesteading. You want to be getting your garden ready, getting your animals ready. All right, let me give you guys a quick little update here. Quick chick update. All right. Chicks are getting real big here. And these are going to be the last wave of chicks for a while. We had a few wave of babies here. It's just the way it is ordering chicks. We couldn't get all the ones we needed, but we got all the chicks now. And we got a big coop out, and we need to build a few more, right, as they grow into it. So this is what we're working on, and we are getting prepared. So please hit it up for me down there to help get this video out. People need to know about these warnings for Texas, for Oklahoma, for West Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina. All these places are getting hit hard right now. There's a bunch of fires and a bunch of smoke as well that are hitting this part of the country. So get prepared, get ready, right? This type of chick here, if you guys want to know, this is a cream leg bar chick, right? So they lay bluish eggs, and they're a friendly breed, and they're actually a auto sexing breed, so you can tell the difference between the male and the female at birth, right? The males are a lot lighter and a lot more tan, and the females are a lot more dark and have stripes on their back, right? So this is the stuff we're working on, and we're trying to get these flocks going so we can be producing enough birds. So we just have meat birds as well. We also have some osterworps, and we also have some Wyandottes, and then we also have some other chicks that are out there for our egg layers, right? And we want to have this cycle where we can be having chicks all the time. We have meat birds, we have eggs, we have chicks all the time, and we're ready. And we're stocking up our pantry, stocking up our freezers, and getting prepared, all right? Because everyone knows what comes next. Everyone knows. Everyone knows what they're getting prepared for. Everyone knows it's something big, and everyone can feel it. There's just too much going on. There's too many coincidences, quote coincidence, that are going on every single day, right? The country is under attack, and this guy right here, like this guy getting arrested for arson, this is happening all over, and we don't even know about it. We don't even know. And our country is wide open. This is exactly what a foreign military invasion would do. They would covertly enter the country, and they would just burn it to the ground, and they would explode and sabotage the critical infrastructure and blow up the oil refineries. Remember a couple of days ago, there was a refinery in Ohio that exploded, and it was raining down toxic chemicals on people in Ohio, right? And that's there's a refinery every single month that I report on that's exploding, being taken offline. That's our critical infrastructure. The oil reserves are at all-time lows. All this stuff, when it hits the fan, when it really hits, our preps as a country, our prepping supplies, you might be prepped individually, but as a country, the government, their preps are low. Their preps are extremely low. All the reserves have been emptied. All the reserves have been tapped out. The government sold the helium, the national helium supply. That was in Texas. All right, I reported on this. I broke this a few months ago, and it was just on to the next one because there's so much big news going on. But the helium supply, the national helium supply in Texas, that's critical for our medical system and for imaging, things like that, critical. And it's also a critical element that we need. And the federal government forced Texas to sell off this pipeline and this reserve system of helium. All right, so there's just hit after hit. Do you remember the liquid natural gas ports and exports and production has been shut down going out of Texas? There's been hit after hit, and our country can only take so much. Let me know what you think is happening. What's up with these fires? Where are they coming from? How are they happening? All right, is it just scumbags are starting these fires and burning our country down? All right, is that what it is? Because there was this guy too that got caught burning or breaking down the fire sensor equipment in California. He was destroying it, the heat sensors, so they can respond quickly to these fires in the hills out there. Right? He was breaking the sensors. What's going on? Why are these people doing this? What are they doing? All right? Is it just scumbags like that? Or is it something bigger? Is it a military operation that they're doing this? Because these fires, they pop up overnight. Hundreds of them. There are hundreds of them in Virginia. Those are just the big ones. There's hundreds of them right now, burning homes to the ground right now in Virginia and West Virginia. And they pop up overnight. All right? Or is it something along the lines of a directed energy weapon? Is that what we were dealing with? All right, so I want to know what you guys think down below. Something's going on. This isn't just spontaneous combustion and the earth is just lighting on fire in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains where it's wet and it's the Smoky Mountains here, right? It's the Misty Mountains. Doesn't make sense that there would just be fires breaking out like crazy here, right? And they don't normally see this type of wind either, and there could potentially be weather manipulation going on with that, right? When I was out west, when these fires were going on, these New Mexico fires a couple years ago, it was some of the craziest wind I have ever seen. It was blowing my RV off the stand. That's how bad the wind was. So my RV was sitting on a block, the front hitch, right? And it would blow my RV off of the blocks that the hitch was sitting on. So, extreme winds. It was at least 100-mile-an-hour gusts going on. They were issuing these red flag warnings, everything. Crazy winds. I believe actually that time period too broke a record for the wind in Colorado at the same exact time. I believe it was the record. It was the most wind speed records broken in different places in the country in one day. It was something like that. It was one of these records, one of these wind speed records. And it was insane. It was insane. It was blowing our RV off the block. And I was worried that it was just going to flip off, right? I was going out there and hooking the truck up to the RV because I was worried, because if you hook your truck up to it, it at least stabilizes it a little bit better. You now have 8 wheels on the ground instead of just 4 wheels, right? And your car can help absorb a lot of that impact, and it's just heavier now, so it's more weight. So I had to go hook the truck up, but we were worried. And this happened multiple times in a row where the RV was blowing off the block. And it was in this region, and it was when these fires were going on, and the smoke would just blow into our village. All right, so get prepared now, guys. Get ready now. All right, and have an evacuation route if you need to, especially if you're in Texas, Oklahoma, Virginia, West Virginia, these areas that are getting hit hard. Have an evacuation route. So thank you guys. Hope you have big blessings, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.